Welcome to Programming and Problem Solving. This is Rishikesh. So today we are starting with our second sequence of values, that is tuples. So we will see what is tuple, the syntax of the tuple, comparison between tuples, then tuple assignment, updating tuples, the immutability concept in tuples, then how we can delete the tuple, and the G function which allows us to create new tuples. So first of all, what is tuple? So tuple is just like a sequence that contains some values within the simple brackets. Now previously we saw what is list. So tuple is just like a list. Both are sequences, but there are couple of differences between tuple and list. Tuples are using simple parentheses, but the list uses the square brackets. Tuples cannot be changed, so tuples are immutable, but list is mutable. We can change the list, we can change the elements in the list, we can change the size of the list, so list is mutable. Let us see how we can create the tuple first. So we can simply give a name, that is tup, any name of your choice, then we assign some values within the simple brackets. So values can be anything. Let us say we can have numeric values like 10, then 20. We can have float values 30.5. We can have boolean values, that is true or false, or we can also have string values. So this is a tuple. Now how to access tuple? So first way of accessing tuple is by using indexes. So likewise in list, the first index is 0th index. So the first element is at 0th index, then the first, then second, third and fourth. So let us say we want to access the value of second position. So how can we access that? We can simply print that value using tup, then using square brackets, and then inside these square brackets we can assign the index value. So for 20 the index value is 1, then we can get our value. So here the value is 20. So this is how we can access the tuple, but we can access whole tuple using the for loop also. So how we can do that? So we can use for value in tup print value. This is very similar to the for loop that we have used in list. This is also going to print all the values in the tuple like we were using this for loop in list. So we are getting all the values. So this is how we can access the tuple. Now the second part is comparison between the tuple. So what is comparison between the tuple? The tuple can be compared using relational operators. Tuples are compared position by position. So if we have two tuples, then each position will be compared. The first item of the first tuple is compared to the first item of the second tuple. So from the first tuple we take first element, then from the second tuple we take the first element. So element at the same index will be taken for the comparison, and if they are not equal, this result of the comparison will give us the false, and if they are equal, then it will give us the true result. So we can see the example. Let us say we have two tuples. First one is tup1, and it contains two values, that is 4 comma 2. Then we have another tuple, that is tup2, and it contains the two values, that is 3 comma 5. So now if I want to compare these two tuples and I want to print the result of their comparison, then I can use print, then tup1. Let us say tup1 is less than tup2. So tup1 is less than tup2. So what will be the result? Let us see the output, then we will see how it is working behind the scenes. So the output is false. That means tup1 is not less than tup2. So how is it possible? Because first 4 will be compared with 3. Now what is the output for 4 is less than 3? Obviously it is false. So we are not checking further. Only on the first step itself we are getting the false value. So we are printing the whole result as false. So this is how we can compare the tuples. Now the next point in tuples is the tuple assignment. We can create a tuple by using assignment operator. Multiple assignments are possible at a time using the single tuple assignment. So how we can do that? let us say we have two variables. First variable is a and the second variable is b. Now I want to assign values in both the variables at the same time. Then how I can do that? I can say a comma b then equal to 10 comma 20. So this is known as tuple assignment. Now if I want to print the value of a, then I can simply print a, and if I want to print the value of b as well, then I can also print the b. Now what will be the value of a? The value of a will be 10, because sequence matters here. In sequence a is coming first, so the first value will be assigned to a and the second value will be assigned to b. So a will be 10 and the b will be 20. Let us run this. Okay, so we are getting 10 and 20. If we have another value, let us say c, then that value will be, the value of c will be 40. Okay, let us print this again. So the value of c is now 40 and the value of a is 10. So this is how tuple assignment works. Now the next point is updating the tuples. So at the starting of this session I told you that lists are mutable, that we can change the list, but tuples are immutable. So what that means? That means we cannot update tuple, we cannot change any particular value in the tuple. So we can create third tuple using two tuples, but we cannot update existing tuples. What I am trying to say, let us understand here. If let us say I have first tuple tup1 and it contains the value 10 comma 20. Okay, now I have second tuple also. So second tuple has the values of 30 and 40, let us say. Now in list what we could do, we could extend our list 1 and we can add the list 2 values at the end of the list 1 using the extend method. But in case of tuples it is not possible, we cannot do that. So what we have to do, we have to create tup3, and now we can, what we can do, we can assign tup1 values and tup2 values inside that tup3. So because tuple is immutable, so we cannot change the existing tuple. But if we want to add two tuples, if we want to add all the values together inside a single tuple, then we can create new tuple and then we can add these two existing tuples. Then we can get all the values in our tup3. So we can print our tup3 here. Let us run this. So now we are getting 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is about the updating of tuples. Now the next point is deleting of tuples. How we can delete our tuple? So it is very simple to do that. Let us say we have tuple. Okay, now I'm just creating here tuple, then I'm printing the tuple tup3, and then what I will do, I will delete the tup. So I am using here del keyword, del, then the tuple name. What is the tuple name? Tup3. Now our tuple will be deleted. And if after deleting our tuple, if I want to access that tuple, what will happen here? Just imagine, we have just deleted our tuple and then we are trying to access that tuple. So obviously Python will give us the error. Let us save this and run this. Okay, so first our tup3 is printed and then we are getting the error. What is the error? Name error. Tup3 is not defined because we have deleted the tup3. So this is how we can delete our tuple. The last point in tuple is zip function. Using zip function, we can create new tuples. So what is zip function? Zip function is a built-in function that takes one or more sequences, one or more iterables, and that zip function zips that together. So what zip do? So zip takes the two parts of our zip and then it joins that two parts in a single part. So this is exactly what zip function is also doing here. It is taking two different iterables, two different sequences, then it is zipping those sequences together. So let us see how we can use zip function. So I have here two tuples already. So we have two sequences, that is 10, 20, then 30, 40. Let us change the value. Here I want the value a and here I want the value b. So we can see the difference between tup1 and tup2. So now I am using zip function. So I want to create a list of the tuples that we are getting. So how can I do that? I can simply create a new variable, then I can use the list function to convert whatever is going inside our iterable to convert that iterable into a list. Then inside of our list I am using the zip function, and now zip function will take two arguments. First one will be the first tuple, and then second one will be the second tuple, and then it will zip that tuple. Then whatever the zip value, we are going to convert that value in list, and then that list will be assigned to the variable arr, and then we are just printing out that list. So print arr. Now let us see. Okay, so we are getting 10a 20b inside two different tuples. So here is first tuple, here is second tuple, and both the tuples are enclosed within the list. So this is our arr list. So this is how we can use the tuple. We can use the zip to create tuples from two different iterables or two different sequences. So these are some of the points that are in our syllabus regarding what is tuple. So you can go through these points. Please understand the zip function. It is very important. It comes very handy, and please go through the documentation also. In documentation, tuples and sequences, you can find more on tuples. So this is it for this session. Thank you.